end of the preamble for either side respectively here at the All Red Aquatic Center in beautiful Orange, California. Now, if you're looking at the Chapman Panthers, 1-6 on the season, a bit of a slow start from them, but really looking to gain that momentum to really get into the SCIAC season strong. And if you're looking at the Golden Eagles for Concordia, 1-11, but a very young team, so lots of room to improve. All very interesting things, but my name is Lucas Pan. Up here in the commentator's booth, I will be your play-by-play alongside the great Lindsey Johnson. Down on the sideline, we have CJ and Lindsey. Break this game down for me. Already, Concordia Eagles have scored. Anna Tukas, one of their best freshmen, already scoring a goal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play out. And what do you think is going to happen?
I agree. It's going to be a very interesting matchup in this game so far because, we have only, so far in this season, both of these teams have only won one game. And so it's going to be very fascinating to see what different strategies they're going to be trying to employ. We have Chapman winning one for 6. One win, 6 losses, and for the Golden Eagles, 1 win and 11 losses. So, both only having that 1 win, I think they're both going to be fighting for this win here today, Lucas.
No doubt about it, and as we just saw already, a fiery start from both sides. Like I mentioned earlier, Anna Tukas already getting the scoring underway for Concordia. Currently, as it stands, Concordia 1, Chapman 0. Now it'll be the Panthers trying to gain some possession. An ordinary foul played on by the Panthers. Tries the lob shot and perfect right over the head.
That was incredible. See, there she is again. Fricker scoring point after point already, demonstrating her amazingness, just being as one of the key players of this game here today.
And already, Chapman Panthers providing a fight. Alyssa Fricker, she was amazing in yesterday's game, as we mentioned. 11 goals in 2 games for her. A very quick start.
Exactly. Fricker brings that fire in her games.
And now it'll be Concordia back on the attack. Has some room in front of her. Is just not able to. It appeared to be a foul against, an offensive foul, as the quick break is made for the Chapman Panthers, trying to catch up, not able to. And another offensive foul. So a bit of physicality from either sides, of course. With water polo, 1 whistle is ordinary, 2 is offensive, and 3 is exclusionary. So it'll be very interesting to see how these teams elect when it comes to physicality as the Panthers are on the attack.
And that is one thing about water polo, especially women's. Things can get pretty aggressive really fast.
And speaking of aggression, Lindsey, no time wasted.
That was Kendall Papan right there with the score. An incredible one right there.
And already we're seeing back and forth action for the Chapman Panthers. As we see on the replay right here, an absolute missile to the near-sided post. Kendall Papan. She was SCIAC, second team and All-American honorable mention in 2024. So if there's a player who can make big plays, it's going to be her.
100%, Lucas.
As an exclusionary foul is called.
Unfortunately, it looks like Fricker is swimming on out right here.
Foul from her, and now a big opportunity for Concordia. They have 1 more player on the deck, lining up the shots, taking it just off the inside of the post.
Yeah, it really seems that Chapman, already seeing, even though Chapman's 1 behind right now, seems that they're able to somehow kind of make more connections than Concordia so far. But, Concordia still with 1 point in the lead right here. They're really trying their best to pull off this win.
Ball is attempted to recover. Goalie's able to recover. Grace Noyes, freshman goalie. She is an Irvine local, which is the city that Concordia is located in. You love to see local players go off to their colleges and able to perform at such competitive levels. As the Golden Eagles are on the attack, lines up the shot, plays it in close, tries not to get the foul, scrambling for it, and the Panthers able to recover.
Ooh. Yeah, it's really the aggression with women's water polo. You know, I feel like for especially this women's sport, it's like you really have to be a strong, dynamic player when you're in the water there. Being in the pool, things, you know, it's really challenging. You know, that's why there's so many fouls in this sport. You really have to try and find that fine line of, you know, getting that aggression and playing the game well. But, oh, right there, score.
Goal from downtown by number 4, Alyssa.
Nobody expected that one, and that is why she is dangerous. Alyssa Fricker, that is her second of the night already. And she has been absolutely phenomenal. Of course, with those 11 goals yesterday, she was great, and just a beautiful lob shot just above the head of Grace Noyes.
And so, you know, this is the difference of like the team dynamics here. We see Alyssa Fricker being a senior, already having, you know, so much experience of D3 collegiate water polo under her belt. She's really proving it in her gameplay here today.
It'll be Noyes to distribute.
Grace Noyes. She was MVP in high school, second team, All Pacific Coast League.
Trying to line up the shot, plays it towards the corner, but just escapes. A reach on that one. Kennedy Brubaker. Interesting story about Kennedy Brubaker, Lindsay, is that her favorite book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
David Goggins, an incredible author there. She's got some good taste. And now I see Annika Liu had the ball there just a moment ago.
It'll be Fricker with some space in front. Tries the lob shot, just squeaks by the far right side of the post.
Somehow the ball always seems to be in Fricker's hands. She's always trying to make those connections in the goal there, and, you know, most of the time making it so far in this game. Chapman up 3-1 right now.
Smiley now plays it across the face of goal. Tries to line up the shot. Chapman Panthers congesting the defense. Takes a shot from distance just above.
Another interesting thing of water polo is we're already, you know, 2 minutes left in this first half. It's a very quick moving game. And so, you know, you got to be swimming from one side of the pool very quickly in order to try to make those connections and get points up on the board in just that short amount of time you have.
No doubt. Fricker has the foul against her, but plays it quickly. Tries to make the shot. A bit of physicality from the Golden Eagles defense on that one. Offensive foul. And she'll go off to the side for a break. And now the Chapman Panthers have a man up. Fricker has it in front. Shots taken and buried into the bottom corner. Beautiful power shot.
We see here how the Panthers are really demonstrating they are the ones in control of this game so far. You know, they've had possession for most of this clock so far in this first quarter, and they're, you know, really trying to use up this time. That's what I'm saying. In water polo, time is a major element of this game. You want to make sure you're in control of the ball and are using the most amount of time to your advantage to make those connections, and using that time is the Panthers' strategy so far.
No doubt, and as we just saw in the replay, Alyssa Fricker absolutely nailing the coffin on that one. And currently, as it stands, Chapman with 4, Golden Eagles with 1. Looking to change that quickly. He's blocked by the Chapman defense. Very well done. Nina Vastic. Typically a more attack-oriented person, but tracking back for her defense.
This defense is incredible for the Panthers. Let's just take a moment and recognize it. They are just a block right here, and let's see it.
Not able to stop that one.
Unfortunately, no, not right there.
Sophia Smith able to get on that one, the sophomore. Was CIF MVP when she was in high school, attended Sunny Hills High School in Fullerton, California. And she's related to Cecilia Smith, who is also a Concordia native. But as we see on the replay, Chapman trying to congest the goal, not able to. And Smith just finding the top corner, very well done. Concordia Golden Eagles cutting the deficit to half.
And we're seeing a lot of a lot of substitutions here for the Concordia Golden Eagles.
It'll be back to Vastic, playing around to Fricker. Just gets the ordinary foul. Has some time to go out. And Fricker with a bit of confusion down there. Tries to find a pass, lobs it up, and from distance! Ain't no mountain high enough for Alyssa Fricker. Her 4th of the night already, and it's only the first quarter.
I know, this is incredible for Alyssa Fricker so far in this game. Look at that. I think she stunned everybody in the pool right there with that shot. The way she was able to just lob it right over the goalie right there. Let's look at that replay. She really just killed it right there. Let's see it. See, it's incredible how she can just make that connections from so far away in this pool of this water polo game.
No doubt about that, Lindsay, as some substitutions are brought on for Chapman, as the game will be set to get back underway. Now it'll be the Golden Eagles with possession of the ball, playing it out to the right corner, able to just squeak it in.
And just over the head of Concordia right there. Oh, I'm getting a bit aggressive in the water.
Offensive foul against Anna Tucas on that one. Now it'll be the Golden Eagles back to it. Tries to play it into the middle. Some congestion from this Chapman defense. Able to recover. Very well done. Annika Liu.
Annika Liu is an incredible player on this team, and what's so interesting is that, you know, the Annika duo, as we like to call it, two sophomores here on this Chapman Panthers team, they're like, you know, just such great friends who, with that connection, really carry that over into their gameplay. They are really just a dynamic duo on this Chapman Panther team.
No doubt, and Alyssa Fricker, truly the MVP of this first quarter. Essentially, she's been carrying the boat, Lindsay. 4 goals for her individually. Already we saw that from downtown shot, the lob shot just to get the better of Grace Noyes. She's been absolutely phenomenal in this first quarter of action.
I love that, Lucas, using the phrase from, you know, that David Goggins book, carrying the boats and the logs for this team right here. See, you know, Alyssa Fricker, she's just really been doing such a great job. And what's so great about her is she can be a team player. She can make those connections herself, but also, you know, have those great passes and have those great assists for the rest of her team to create great success for the Panthers overall. So, Lucas, what do you think are going to be the strategies for the Golden Eagles going into the second quarter?
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how they subdue goals from going in. As we can see on the replay, Alyssa Fricker doing essentially what she does, and one day was able to add up 11 goals for herself, and already in one quarter able to add up 4 all by herself.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, the Golden Eagles, I feel like their strategy so far has just been trying to, you know, as I was mentioning earlier, water polo is a very fast-paced game, and they've been trying to really, you know, use that to their advantage, moving quick from one end of the pool to the other and trying to get, you know, the ball on that goal in a very short period of time. But for the Panthers, I feel like they've been utilizing that clock more for their gain. They've been really trying to, you know, use up the amount of time, make as many passes as possible, and that has been proving to be a good strategy for them so far in this game, right, Lucas?
No doubt, Lindsay. And now our very own sideline hit from CJ Smith. She has a quote from one of the Chapman side. CJ, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Lucas. CJ Smith here reporting down from the stands. Here, listen, guys, I just got intel from Chapman's assistant coach, BJ's daughter, up here in the stands. She just gave me fantastic intel from her perspective from watching these Panthers play for the past few years. She says that as the season goes on and as we continue to go, we hear and we see the Chapman Panthers gaining their rhythm back, working cohesively as a team, and I think that is definitely happening in this game, especially from our lead point scorers, Alyssa Fricker and Kendall Chapman, as we've mentioned previously. It's looking like a great game. Let's get back to it.
Thank you so much, CJ, for that great insight. And as you mentioned, Alyssa Fricker, I mean, we can't stop talking about her, Lindsay. 4 goals, but also it's that seniority that she has over some of these younger players. As I mentioned, 13 of the 26 players on this Chapman roster are underclassmen, so to have a senior that important is always a benefit as the sprint is set to get underway.
100%. The seniority of this Chapman team is proving to really be shown in the scores so far. You know, Chapman up 5-2 right now. Having that seniority on the team and just that experience under their belt is proven to be great.
Now it'll be Edwards playing it across to Smiley. Takes a shot and just off the face of the post and out.
Concordia is, continuing with those strategies that we mentioned before. You know, they're really trying to just, move things down from one end of the pool very quickly. But, you know, unfortunately, it's still not panning out for them. But that was number 11, Emmeline Smiley, trying her best right there.
And now a quick break after the foul against the Panthers, and it'll be the Golden Eagles with possession. Shots taken and huge save. Tipped off the post. That looked like a soccer save, Lindsay. Dove for it, tipped it onto the post and out. Beautiful.
That was incredible from Chapman's goalie right there. Oh my gosh, that was such an incredible save right there. Wow, oh my gosh. Number 1, it was Zoe Francis right there, killing it in the goal.
Zoe Francis, the two-sport athlete, she transferred from Los Angeles Valley, California, was an All-American second team and All-Conference first team. She is a junior, so one of the few younger players on this team. But she is for sure fought and deserves the starting position in goal for these Panthers. As the Golden Eagles look to break quickly.
Yeah, that was an incredible save from Francis. The way just went right off the tips of her fingers to be able to keep it out of that goal. Incredible job by her right there. Takes some skill for sure.
No doubt it'll be the Golden Eagles with some space in front. Tries to line up a long shot, doesn't have an alley. Corvette now plays it in. An offensive foul against the Golden Eagles. Allison Corvette was the end of that one.
Now it's back in the hands, going back to the Golden Eagles, it seems.
And Anna Tukas, a penalty. Will be set up ready and shots taken in on the other side. Faked out the goalie, and of course, Anna Tukas back on the score, her second of the night.
And unfortunately, that was no match for Francis right there. The power she had in that shot just went right by her and into that goal. So great job for Tukas there.
Back underway, the Chapman Panthers still hold a relatively comfortable lead. Of course, it is only a 2-goal margin, so in a sport as versatile as women's water polo, complacency is always an object, but shots taken and no time to talk about the mistakes or complacency errors. Beautiful goal by Meg Peters, the sophomore center.
Incredible goal right there. See, you know, I feel like Chapman's really been dominating this game so far, but we're seeing in the second quarter already a bit of a difference. Concordia is kind of holding the clock a bit more. They're the ones who are, kind of holding this possession. So, you know, Chapman's been responding with those quick goals, but Concordia is trying, I think, utilize those strategies the Panthers did in that last quarter.
No doubt, and after the ordinary foul, a quick shot. By it appeared, Anna Tukas again, hat trick for her on the night, her third goal.
Tukas, the freshman from Hungary, incredible. See, it's interesting that having that international element on this team, you know, that getting that talent from all over the world is such a beautiful element of these collegiate sports teams. Getting that, you know, so many different experiences and coaching methods from all over the world creates incredible gameplay.
And Tukas along likes of Lucy Aggs, another international student. Lucy Aggs, number 13 for the Golden Eagles, the freshman utility player, international student, was Queensland All-State team in 2023. The Brisbane native, I'm sure, is going to want to have an impact on this one as the Golden Eagles are set to get underway, holding off.
That is number 20 right now with the ball, Kennedy Brubaker. Our David Goggins fan.
David Goggins fan indeed, Lindsay. Chapman Panthers defense holding strong. Shots taken and off the inside. And will it count? Yes, it will. And always such an unfortunate thing to see.
Francis has been proving to be so strong so far in this game, and that goal, you know, having that incredible save from earlier, just really keeping it right off the tip of her fingers. But unfortunately, as you see right here, it just went barely into that goal box. And yeah, it got 1 point up back on there for Concordia. So now we're looking at 6-5, Chapman up on top.
Concordia scratching their way back up like true Eagles, as their mascot represents. Now it'll be Chapman's turn to respond.
Ooh, great catch there by Fricker. And now in the hands of the Golden Eagles after that foul.
Quick break by these Golden Eagles. Brubaker plays it in all by herself. Can she get a huge save? Zoe Francis to be able to get that elevation.
Seems that she's just leaping out of the water right there. And you know, Brubaker's really proven to be a star player for these Golden Eagles. The way that she's able to just take command on the ball and be able to, you know, get those points in for herself, but also communicate with her teammates. That's, you know, some of the best elements you can have in a sport.
And tries to line up the power shot, gets a lob on it, but it's blocked. Just out to the left. Number 13, Lucy Aggs, the Brisbane native from Australia, as we were mentioning.
That international power is really demonstrating to be a great, you know, utilization of, I don't know, different skill sets in this game.
Especially maybe we see it with Anna Tukaz, Europe being the real powerhouse of water polo in the world. It'll be Concordia's turn to see what powerhouse they can make for their own team. Fumbled and recovered by the Chapman Panthers. Very well done. Great awareness, too. You have to say, Kendall Papon, Simi Valley native, and now it's a break by herself.
Kendall Papon just absolutely racing down the pool.
It'll be a foul against Monroe Blem. The freshman tag, she was All-State in high school, Lake Oswego, Oregon. It appears she'll just take a break after the exclusionary.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Lucas, you know, having that international power from, you know, lots of teams in the SCIAC. You see, oh my gosh, right here.
Double save.
Nice job. Oh my gosh, the defense of Concordia is really proving to be strong right now. Maddie Herzog really demonstrating to be a strong force in that goal.
Strong forcing goal from either side, whether it be Grace, Noyes, or Zoe Francis. Double save from Noyes up the pool, excuse me. And then Zoe Francis was able to pull out a huge save. Back and forth game, only 1 point differencing the teams. He tries to line up the shot, has Francis in top, and easy pickings for Francis, but able to be recovered and taken away.
Now we have a tied game here for these Chapman Panthers and these Golden Eagles.
Sierra Ferguson, the freshman center, Bakersfield native, is able to tie up the game. And it's always a significant thing when younger players are able to get their names on the score sheet. You always like to see the younger players be involved, as we see on the replay. Francis makes a good initial save, but then able to recover it on top of the head of the Chapman defender. Ruthie Lax, the junior center, wasn't able to hold on to it, gives up the goal. And now it's a tied game with around 3 minutes remaining in this second half of action. Chapman 6, Golden Eagles 6.
Maddie Herzog now throwing back that ball out of the goal. And Maddie mentioned that her pregame superstition is calling her dad before the game. So, you know, I love it when the players, you know, really create that team atmosphere. And we see all these families here supporting out here today. It's a great energy to have that family connection. And right there, goal for the Concordia Eagles.
Hannah Edwards, one of the taller players on this Golden Eagles side, 6'1", using the entirety of her wingspan on that one to get by Zoe Francis. As we can see on the replay right now, Edwards not wasting any time when she had it, just absolutely plummeting it towards the near post. A missile, you could say, Lindsay.
And now for the first time in this game, we're seeing here, Lucas, that the Concordia Golden Eagles are leading right now. They've been trailing for, you know, the most of this game here so far. So we're seeing how they're really trying to observe Chapman's strategies and try to fight back.
Now it will be Chapman on the break. Papon has a defender in front, tries to line up an option. Papon tries to lob, shot off the face of the goal and out. And it'll be the Golden Eagles able to recover. Kendall Papon, very well done. The Simi Valley native. And now it'll be the Golden Eagles on the break. Plays it across the face of goal. Quick shots taken off the far side of the post.
It's interesting to see, you know, we have those 2 international students on, the Concordia team, but it's a lot of local talent for the Panthers. Lots of, people all over the southern central California regions coming to play for the Chapman team. And so, yeah, the makeup of those different, coaching styles and trainings from all over the world, it's interesting to see how that plays into this game as well.
And now it'll be a quick break for this Panthers side. Just holds it up, waits for her teammates to get involved. Nina Vastik starting to break on that one, and now it'll be back to Eves, back to Vastik.
Eves is a USA Water Polo Academic All-American athlete. Oh, now back to the Concordia Golden Eagles.
And although we see Anna Tuca has a lot on offense, very big takeaway from her as the Golden Eagles are in a dangerous position.
100%.
Francis now waits for the shot, switches over to the side of the field. And now will be the Golden Eagles lining up the shot, has it in the corner, plays it into the face of goal, but is able to pick it off. Papan, but just gives off the ordinary foul.
Papan tried her best to get her hands on that ball there, but yeah, unfortunately it was called to be a foul. See, I feel like the Panthers really try to implement different strategies with aggression than, we see with the Concordia Golden Eagles. We see that the Panthers try to, get in for the ball in certain situations where the Golden Eagles just go from player to player.
No doubt, and each coach is essentially saying, whatever you can do, I can do better.
And that was Papan right there for another point on the board for the Panthers. Tying it up back again, 7-7.
Up the game, 7-7.
Kendall Papan, apart from just being an amazing attack player for this Panthers side, on occasion is given the role in charge of the initial sprint to recover the ball, as we see on the replay. An absolute missile from distance. And we've seen a lot of those shots in this game, Lindsay. More distance being played. The Chapman Panthers just waiting for the other team's defense to congest the area and then just nailing it from distance. So far, they've been doing a great job at that.
I agree, Lucas. And yeah, Kendall Papan, 2024 All-American, honorable mention, and All-SCIAC second team. Got some great accolades under her belt.
No doubt, as the ordinary foul is called against the Chapman Panthers, and it'll be a quick break. Shot taken and just squeaks by the top corner. Of course, Anna Tuquez trying it out just a little bit wide. And currently, as it stands, Chapman Panthers at 7 and the Golden Eagles with 7, and that will conclude our first half of action. And you have to say, Lindsay, 2 very different styles of play. The Chapman Panthers really focusing on those quick breaks more in comparison to the Concordia Golden Eagles. Really just quick break. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, exactly, Lucas. It's proven to be a very interesting game, and observing those different playing styles. We thought, coming into this game, it was, coming off of only having 1 win each for these teams so far in this season. We thought, they may have similar approaches to their gameplay, but that's the opposite of what we've been seeing so far. We've been seeing how the Panthers have been taking their time and really trying to use that aggression and slow paces in, right by the goal. But on the other hand, we have the Golden Eagles moving so fast down from one end of the pool to the other, trying to take those quick shots, and those strategies have been working for each of them so far. And, coming out of this quarter with a tied game, it's going to be interesting to see what we have for the rest of this half, Lucas.
No doubt, and as we see on the replay now for the first half of action, some absolutely flying goals from the likes of Anna Tuquez. She was one of those players that we looked at before, but you cannot talk against Alyssa Fricker. She's been nailing the shots from distance. There has really been no stopping her. She's been an absolute menace down there in the pool. Some of these players, they have that responsibility. They can take the team on their shoulders whenever they need to. But for the likes of the Chapman Panthers so far, it's really been Alyssa Fricker.
It really has. And now we will hear from our lovely CJ Smith down on the sidelines of the pool deck to get some more information on that first half of the game. CJ?
Thanks, Lucas and Lindsay. We are here watching a phenomenal game of water polo between the Concordia Golden Eagles and our very own Chapman Panthers. My name is CJ Smith, and I will be your sideline reporter for today's game. We are currently tied at halftime, 7-7, really anybody's game. Both teams are getting pretty aggressive, showing what's up, but one player that we have to talk about again is our very own senior, Alyssa Fricker. She's having a phenomenal game, lots of goals, showing what she can do here. She is on trajectory to have the record from Chapman history of women's water polo points scored, a phenomenal feat for our senior. Additionally, the crowds are buzzing up here in the stands. They are super excited to see the rest of this game at this CMS conversion. We are bringing D1, D2, and D3 teams here. It's looking awesome. Let's see how the rest of the game goes after the break.
Now back for the second half of action here at the All Red Aquatics Center. Currently as it stands, Chapman Panthers with 7 and the Concordia Golden Eagles with 7. And Lindsay, in that first half of action, it was the Panthers who were able to get that quick start, but the Golden Eagles clawed their way back into the game. What have you seen so far?
I agree. It's been a very interesting game to see the difference of their playing styles. So I feel like after that first half, we saw how the Golden Eagles were able to, analyze Chapman's strategies and try to play off of that, and that's how they were able to come back from their point deficit. But now it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like for the rest of this half.
And Hannah Edwards has some space, and Hannah Edwards gets the game underway. She was the one who recovered the sprint, and now she has her name on the board. Beautiful shot, just curved it around Zoe Francis. Nothing she could have done on that one, and the Golden Eagles taking the lead.
Hannah Edwards and her incredible 6'1" stature, she has that incredible wingspan where she can really, get that ball right in that goal. And I feel like she has the strength to really be a key player in this game.
And now it'll be the Panthers' turn to do what they can do. Offensive foul. Again, against Anna Tukas.
Timeout called by the Panthers.
And a timeout is called by the Chapman Panthers. So already down by 1 in the second half. Not too much time gone by. A little bit over 30 seconds. But the Panthers defense not able to hold strong as the first timeout is called.
Exactly. Anna Tukas, she's been such a great player so far in this game. She's a very versatile athlete where she can, be putting those points in for herself, but also be assisting the rest of her teammates. One of the best things you can be. And, she has been a great fan of the Hungary men's national water polo team, her home country. That's where she's really been observing a lot of her playing tactics. And, of course, there's the difference between men's and women's water polo, but she's been observing from them and watching their playing styles. And I think it's beautiful when players, they can look up to, those athletes in great positions themselves and be able to try to replicate those strategies into their own gameplay.
It'll be the Chapman Panthers who stay conglomerated in that little group. As we can see, 3 players talking. Fricker, Papon, just going over what they need to do to be able to stand out in this game. Both star players for the Chapman Panthers. Coach Grenewalt just reminding his players, to just stay tight in defense, not allow anything. And so far, from a coaching perspective, it's been a very interesting game.
Exactly. Fricker, Papon, and Francis, they have been, just a great trio so far in this game. Being, 2 of the star players out in the middle of the pool, and then Francis in the goal. We have this dynamic has been really strong and pivotal to this game so far.
It'll be the Chapman Panthers now, back on the attack. Fricker has some space in front of her, a bit of pressure, plays it off to Papon, and Papon just hits the face of the post. Tries to recover it quickly, but Grace Noyes is able to take it away. Very well done, however, from Kendall Papon. Already tries to get that quick break, but now a quick break establishing for the Concordia Golden Eagles. Playing it around now. A quick sequence of passing, and it's nailed to the near post.
We saw Francis putting in so much strength right there, trying to, egg beat her way right up. And that's one thing that's so great about Francis is she's able to get that elevation out of the water, the amount of core strength she must have. And to get that high out of the water, she tried her absolute best to block that, but, Concordia Golden Eagles just got it right past her.
Sophia Smith, typically a utility player, but showing some great offensive abilities. Now back underway. The Panthers already down 2 points. Tries to recover, but Grace Noyes is able to run away with it. Number 1 for the Concordia Golden Eagles.
As you mentioned, Lucas, Sophia Smith, that legacy of Cecilia Smith also played at Concordia. It's great to see, these family connections that I feel like SkyAct is just full of in their gameplay.
Concordia with 6 seconds remaining to get a goal. Playing it around quickly, has Francis in shot, tries the lob, and it just hits the post and out. As Fricker is able to recover, Sophia Smith. A lot of involvement from her in this second half. We didn't say too much about her in the first 2 quarters of action, but in this third one, she's been all over the pool.
She really has. We've been seeing her, just really step up to be a star player, just in this almost, just over 2 minutes that we've been playing so far in the second half. Sophia Smith has been really, really bringing up the fire and the heat so far in this game.
Now we see Presley Acosta in the game. Her first involvement, the junior attack, number 9 for the Golden Eagles. Back on the break, but it'll be the Golden Eagles on the attack. And shots taken! And where did that come from, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, that was incredible. That was number 2, it looks like, it was number 2 for the Concordia Golden Eagles. It was Edwards right there. Her wingspan, I feel like, is what's really just been such a strength for her so far in this game. What was that? Look at that. It was like a basically over the back, over the head kind of shot. I don't know if I've ever seen that water polo. That was incredible right there.
Sidearm shot from Hannah Edwards, taking advantage of the position she's in, and already the Concordia Golden Eagles soaring quickly in this second half of action, already up by 3 currently as it stands. Chapman Panthers still at 7, and the Concordia Golden Eagles with 10.
Yeah, we knew that it was going to be, I feel like we knew it was going to be a tight game between these 2 teams. Having that 1 win for each of them so far in the season, we knew they'd be coming in with similar abilities, but the difference of their playing styles is what I feel like has made this game an interesting one for us for sure. But yeah, with this 3-point lead right now, it's going to be interesting to see where it takes us.
Riley Eves on that one. Junior attack, number 3 for the Chapman Panthers. Shot just goes above the goal. And it'll be the Golden Eagles' turn to see if they can keep marking points up on the board. Blem now plays it out. 5 seconds remaining. Blem has some space. Takes the shot, and it's just tipped, but not enough. Zoe Francis not able to stop that one. And it was Monroe Blem, the freshman attack, number 3.
look at this comeback right now for the Golden Eagles. They're killing it right now. And yeah, players like Francis trying her best to have that strength in the goal still. But yeah, the Golden Eagles, I don't know what they talked about during that halftime, Lucas, but they are on a comeback right now.
You can see the frustration in Zoe Francis. Her second shot of the night that hit her and still went in. Bit of frustration from the Chapman goalie, but now on attack and another sidearm shot. Of course, Alyssa Fricker. There is no stopping her. And now the Chapman Panthers starting to gain some momentum of their own.
Frickers, yeah, really demonstrating to be such a strong player in this game. And yeah, I hope the rest of the Panthers, looking at her, and she's really just a team leader. There to mentor other players on this team and, try to learn from her and her strategies. When the Golden Eagles are having a comeback like this, Alyssa Fricker has responded.
You love to see the athleticism of players who can spin and contort their bodies to be able to score. And now it'll be the Golden Eagles back on the attack. Checks in from the corner. Has some defenders in front. Takes the long shot and off the post again. Dangerous shot by Presley Acosta. Number 9 for the Concordia Golden Eagles. And Zoe Francis with some time to breathe now.
That was a great deflection from Francis right there. And she, I feel like, really is such a strong goalie. And while we've had those goals that creep in just right past her after she's made contact, she's still been such a great player. And right there,
Anna Tukes on that one. Another shot from her. She's been absolutely firing away tonight as the Golden Eagles are able to develop a quick break on offense. Francis in front. Can she save this one? Shots taken in off the post again. Zoe Francis just holding on.
Yeah, Francis is really such a strong goalie. We see, honestly, both of these goalies here today have really been demonstrating that they are strong and they are not messing around in this game so far. We have Francis from the Panthers, and then it was Herzog for the Concordia Golden Eagles. Both of these goalies are really strong players, and honestly, the goalie strength is what's making this game right now.
A quick break for the Chapman Panthers. Papon holding on to it, has a defender in front. Holding on to her, able to stay there, and Papon! Kendall Papon is able to get that one away. Had a defender crawling all over her back.
All right, Chapman is on the comeback right now with Papon making that goal right there. Our old Skyax second team and All-American honorable mention gal in 2024. She, with those accolades under her belt, she is really just showing how she is proving her strength and her abilities in this pool here today.
As we saw in the replay, Kendall Papon had a Golden Eagle defender all over her, but still was able to shrug her off and get the goal off. And now Chapman Panthers only trailing by 2. A little bit under 2 minutes and a half remaining in this third quarter of action. Chapman 9, Golden Eagles 11. And now it'll be the Golden Eagles looking to make a difference, but picked off. Again, Kendall Papon. On defense, she's been working, and on offense, she's been flying. And now a quick break is establishing for these Chapman Panthers.
See, this is what's been so amazing in this game so far, is how the Panthers are really able to just slide in there and grab that ball where, Golden Eagles are just kind of making fluid passes. Panthers are kind of getting sneaky here.
And a Tukes goes out after the exclusionary. Now the Chapman Panthers have a player up. Has some space. Back to Fricker, and at the near post, she makes it. There has been no stopping Alyssa Fricker. And already it seems she might get 11 just in this game, Lindsay.
What an exciting game here today at this All-Red Aquatic Center here today. This is crazy, folks. We see, we knew it was going to be an exciting game, but honestly, it's been such a nail-biter so far. Both of these teams just coming back point after point. It's like we have Chapman in the lead for the first half. Then we had Concordia Golden Eagles with their lead, and now it's almost tied again. What a great game here today, Lucas.
Chapman Panthers able to break the double digits mark in this game. Now only a 1 point difference. Golden Eagles back, looking for more. Played out to the corner. Chapman defenders just crowding the area. Offensive foul will be a turnover, and Chapman Panthers with possession. Fricker now. Amelia Vaja on that one just gets fouled a bit, but Chapman still able to retain possession. And the defender all over Fricker.
Yeah, things are getting a little tense there down by the goal. Yeah, it was number 15 for the Concordia Golden Eagles. That was Sophia Smith. That was just put out because, yeah, the defense was getting a little aggressive down there.
And the Chapman Panthers will call their second time out of the second half. Already able to somehow claw their way back up to a 1-point game. We saw them at one point, Lindsay, have all as much of a 3-point deficit when it came to the Golden Eagles leading.
So, yeah, you know, these are these narrow margins that we've seen so far in this season from Chapman Panthers. You know, having these narrow margins, it's honestly been a bit of a struggle for them. And they've, you know, right now we're seeing that they're 1 point behind. So, you know, if they keep coming back like they have in this game so far, I think there's a chance that Chapman could break that record and come back from this, you know, this streak they've had so far this season. But, you know, Chapman took a break right now when they've been playing kind of hot. So, Lucas, what do you think they're talking about in this huddle right now?
If I was the Chapman Panthers, and if I was specifically Coach Placel, just needing to hold on defensively, not allowing those quick breaks. If you're Coach Brian Placel, relative of Eric Placel, who specifically works with the goalies, just reminding Zoe Francis that she is the goalie. She controls the defense and the midfield, maybe some of the centers. She sees, and specifically is one of the only players who's able to see the entire layout of the pool. So just reminding her of that communication. But still, as it stands, a little bit under a minute and a half, 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining on the clock in this third quarter of action. And it's a 1-point game. Chapman Panthers 10, Concordia Golden Eagles 11. And now it'll be Fricker. Back to Fricker, playing it around quickly. Papon takes it and in! And who better? Kendall Papon to tie the game up. And it's all tied at 11.
What an exciting game here today, folks. And also we've been seeing players like Amelia Vea, who has been really, you know, we didn't see much from them in the first half of this game, but they've really been demonstrating their worth in the second half. Just that fiery gameplay. We saw some great assists, great passing techniques right there, right before that goal was made. It's players like Vea that have been making this game.
As you saw in the replay momentarily ago, Kendall Papon just nailing it into the top corner. And now with under a minute left, all tied up at 11. It'll be the Golden Eagles on their turn. On offense, has some space in front. Tries to fake the shot, takes it in off the face of the post and in.
Right up in the air right there.
Head coach for Chapman, Eric Placel, moments ago got a yellow card. Not too often do you see coaches get bookings just being a bit too vocal. You love to see the passion, however, you can truly see what it means, both to the players and the coaches. This game, such a big stake as shots take it, tipped and out. Zoe Francis, huge save again.
Francis, we've mentioned it a million times here so far in this game here today, folks, but we see it once again. Francis and her strength, you know, coming down to the end of this third quarter here. Francis closed that out, keeping it at a tied game, 11-11. And so now, in this fourth quarter of the game, we're going to be seeing how these two teams, we've been seeing it this whole game, just so neck and neck. Such, you know, different playing styles, but equating to just similar abilities and similar skills. So this last quarter is going to be proving to be an interesting one here today.
No doubt, Lindsay. A bit more involvement from some of the quieter players. Amelia Vaja, they've been very important and very influential, extremely, when it comes to the movement of the Chapman Panthers' possession. Hopefully we'll be able to see they stay in the game throughout this fourth quarter of action. But you have to talk about it. Alyssa Fricker and Kendall Papon absolutely flying down there on the court for the Chapman Panthers. And if you're the Golden Eagles wanting to keep up that momentum, as we see Allison Corvette down there just discussing with Brubaker, what can you do to make this game a win? Both teams hunting for that win, only one for either side. Coach Placel being very vocal, it appears, with his players. Kendall Papon putting up a hand, not having it, but when you have a game as close as this one going into the fourth quarter, all tied up at 11-11, there's no calling it, Lindsay.
Also, one thing that we think is very interesting that, one player we'd love to see more of, really killing this game is number 24, Lindsey Johnson. And no, that's not a mistake here, folks. We do share the same name. I'm commentating here today. My name is Lindsey Johnson, and so is number 24 on the Chapman Panthers. Different spelling, but, it's going to be interesting to see if Lindsey can prove to be, really demonstrating to be, a greater force here. We're excited to see more of her playing in this last quarter.
Currently as it stands, Alyssa Fricker with 5 goals and 2 assists in this game. She's had direct involvement with 7 of the 11 goals for the Chapman Panthers. No doubt coming into the game, I'm sure the Concordia Golden Eagles, as well as us, knew that she was that star player for the Chapman Panthers, but she has truly been proving her value. And hopefully, in this final quarter of action, she'll be able to turn dust to gold.
100%. I agree, Lucas. And, having the seniority on the team, like players like Fricker, it's really been great to see how I feel like we've noticed that younger players on the Chapman Panther team try to look up to players like Fricker and, implement the kind of things she does in her games into their own gameplay. And that's what I think is so beautiful about the community we've seen with these Chapman Panthers and this women's water polo team. They really just try to learn from one another and try to just see what, the others do that they can do better. And that's what's the beauty of being a D3 collegiate athlete, just improving your game and making it a better team for everybody.
Coach Placel going over his final adjustments for his team, and the Golden Eagles starting to swim back out for the final sprint of the evening.
This quarter is going to be very tight. I mean, we're assuming here again because it's been so tight, such a nail biter so far this game. So we're going to see how this quarter plays out between these two very similar teams here.
And it appears it'll be the Golden Eagles who will get the ball back underway. The Chapman Panthers just elect to give it to them to be able to focus on congesting the defensive area of the pool. Now it'll be Edwards. Playing it around, has a lot of space in front, elects to find Edwards.
Excellent passing skills, I have to say, for these Golden Eagles.
Beautiful hand-eye coordination and beautiful shot by the Golden Eagles. Allison Corvette's first of the night. The Gresham local, typically a utility player, but no messing about. Corvette pushing the lead to 1 point. And already a quick start from this Golden Eagles side. That's been a recurring pattern that we've seen throughout this game, hasn't it, Lindsay?
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And can we just take a moment to really recognize that those plays that we just saw right by that goal right there by the Golden Eagles, that was beautiful. That's what I think, you really try to get in a game of water polo. That amazing passing ability, just, taking their time, making it look easy practically right there.
And out of nowhere, Fricker took the shot. Just ducked her head to get the foul and then tried to catch Grace Noyes off guard, but not able to. Very, very good awareness from Grace Noyes on the evening, excuse me. And now it'll be the Chapman Panthers back with possession, trying to tie the game up. It'll be Papon. Playing it around, finds Vaya. Back to Fricker. We know what she can do from this distance. Papon playing it around. Shots taken off the top of the post and out. It was
Beautiful.
Annie Lewis.
Beautiful passes right there for the Panthers as well.
22 for the Chapman Panthers. Annie Lewis, a member, of course, I guess, pat on the back. A member, number 22, Annie Lewis, is a member of CSBN. Was a spotter for our men's water polo game last semester. So you love to see that involvement from her as the quick break is made. Some pressure from the defense. Exclusionary foul against Emmeline Smiley. Freshman defender, just being a bit too physical for that.
Emmeline Smiley, she's, really been, I feel like, probably one of the most ferocious defense we've seen in the Golden Eagles so far in this game. She's been, I feel like for the most part, Golden Eagles have been a pretty calm team with their gameplay, but Smiley's been the one turning up that fire.
And Papan just got smothered on that one. Gives away possession. Grace Noyes able to recover. And now it'll be a quick break for the Eagles. Acosta. The junior attack. Plays it in to by herself. Can she finish it? No, she can't. Zoe Francis predicts right and is able to save the shot to the left.
And that was number 6, Sophia Dominguez right there. Oh my gosh, the center from Cypress, California. She went to Los Alamitos High School and has many accolades under her belt as well. Oh my gosh, she got so many awards in high school, one of which being 4-year athlete, swim and water polo. She is a great force on this Concordia team.
As the timeout is called by the Concordia Golden Eagles, Coach Grenewalt likes to slow it down. Currently as it stands, Chapman Panthers still chasing the lead with 11. Concordia Golden Eagles with 12, but we're starting to see more back and forth from either side. Pretty much each coach saying, Coach Placel and Coach Grenewalt saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. And so far it's playing out like that, isn't it, Lindsay?
I agree, it really has been because, I feel like we've observed that it's been kind of one team has been really taking advantage of the clock and, the first 3 quarters we've had of this game. But so far this quarter has just been such intense back and forth. So we knew it was going to be a nail biter in the end, and are we right, folks? We're seeing it right here in this quarter so far.
Essentially, for the majority of this game, it's been an immovable object meeting an irresistible force. And now down there on the sideline with some parents, our very own CJ Smith. CJ, take it away.
Quarters. Wait, what'd she say? Wait.
I think they're going to want to thank you.
What? Yes. Sorry, what? Hey, what's up, guys? CJ Smith here, down from the stands. This is the second day in a row that Chapman has had a close game going into a fourth quarter with their opponents, really making this fourth quarter significant and valuable for the Panthers' final score. I had the opportunity to talk to some Chapman Panthers up here in the stands who said that sometimes during the third and fourth quarter, the Panthers tend to fall apart. They said they hope they can keep it together and pull out the game with a big W. I'm excited to see the rest of the game. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you so much, CJ, for that great insight again and again. We always appreciate the great pieces of information you're able to collect for us. And now, it'll be the Golden Eagles back on offense. Holding on to the ball, shots taken from a distance, just squeaks by the top of the post.
That was number 10, Allison Corvette Jr., typical utility player. And yeah, Corvette's been kind of firing a lot of shots lately. I feel like, it's interesting how I feel like they're, other than Fricker, of course, a lot of these players, on both teams have been kind of alternating, who's kind of coming through as a star player. And right now we're seeing Corvette in the spotlight.
Brubaker exposed and just able to not suffer the consequences.
Wow, Kendall Papan once again. Oh my gosh. She has been killing it in this game so far. Now we're seeing some more sunshine down in the pool right now as in Orange, California. It's been pretty cloudy so far today, but now sunshine's coming in for the last element of this game.
Shots taken, tipped and out. Kendall Papan tried to save. It was Sierra Ferguson. And now it'll be the Golden Eagles after a huge save who are back underway, still holding a 1-point lead. Fakes the shot, plays it out to the left. And the Chapman Panthers just filling in that defensive front. Tries to line up the shot, plays it in by herself. Can she hold on to it? Yes, she can. But just running out of time on that one. Well done from the Chapman defense to just not allow anything to happen. Quick break, however, thrown up. Riley Eves waiting for her teammates to come up with her. Ordinary foul called. And now with some space and time, back to Eves. And Eves is assessing her options.
Yeah, things are looking pretty grim right here. Everybody's looking full coverage right now. And now it's in the hands of the goalie right here. Back to Herzog. Also, Herzog mentioned some of her favorite music to listen to before games is country music, which I'm also a fan of as well. So very interesting for Herzog there.
A little bit under 3 minutes remaining on the clock now after the save. If you're tuning in here at Chapman University, next game, CSU Fullerton, a Big West game against LaSalle, MAAC leagues. Both two different teams who don't typically play against each other outside of tournaments. And I'm sure that will be a great lineup. Cal State Fullerton, an exciting team.
I agree. It's very interesting to see, you know, these teams that don't typically play each other really having these great competitions. And having that is what's so amazing, you know, coming out of the sky, coming out of their division. It's great to have these other fun matchups too, as we mentioned earlier, where the difference in the divisions is very slim with women's water polo. So it's very interesting to, you know, change it up a bit and have those dynamics.
And a quick break for the Eagles now, just sitting in front of the face of goal, waiting for an opening. Patience is a virtue. And for the Golden Eagles, they almost take advantage of it, but Francis is just able to be patient.
Great block there by Acosta, the junior from Visalia, California.
Timeout called. It appeared to be the Chapman Panthers calling their third of the night. On that last shot that we just saw, it was the center, Ruthie Lax, who was able to just prevent the Golden Eagles from getting anything more. And now, probably one of the final times for these coaches to adjust. Coach Placel just making sure his team knows what to do, when to do it. Now we can see it on the replay. Shot was actually blocked by Ruthie Lax. And that's the best part about those centers, that they just understand the game so well. The fundamentals, where is the ball going to go? They know where it's going, when it's going there. Ruthie Lax, take a bow.
100%. This has been such an incredible game so far. And, you know, it's such a nail-biter right now. We have less than 2 minutes left on this clock. And, you know, Chapman's taken this timeout. I feel like with trailing by 1 point, how can they come away with this lead right now within these next 2 minutes? How can the Panthers put, you know, just one more point up on the board than the Concordia Golden Eagles? It's going to be a great fight between these two teams, and the Panthers need to strategize. So, Lucas, looking at what we've seen so far in this game, how do you think the Panthers can really change up what they've been doing to get the lead in this last 2 minutes of this game?
Well, if you're Coach Placel, just wanting to emphasize best offense is defense, solidifying their defensive group, making sure Zoe Francis keeps communicating with their centers and defenders, just making sure they need to know what to do, when to do it. And the Concordia Golden Eagles just waiting for them out there in the pool. No time being wasted from them. You have to say, huge display so far from Grace Noyes, the goalie for Concordia. She's been flying, but now Chapman Panthers seem to be getting back out into the pool, ready to finalize this final quarter of action here at the All Red Aquatic Center.
Things are getting intense here with these last 2 minutes. Panthers are ready for the fight we have here.
It'll be Kendall Papon to get the game back.
Yeah, we always see Alyssa Fricker as being one of the most dominating forces in the pool, but yeah, today Kendall Papon has been incredible.
Both a sophomore and a senior combining to make greatness happen, just squeaks by. The far left side, Katie Linnaeus, first shot for the freshman utility. And now a quick break being established by this Golden Eagles side. Just dropping her head, getting the ordinary foul, waiting for her teammates to come up. Under a minute 30 remaining. Can the Golden Eagles put the Chapman Panthers to bed? Has the possession, bounces off the face of the goal and out. Zoe Francis just taking a breath. almost under a minute remaining on the clock, and it is a 1-point game.
Panthers have so much to do right here. All right, Panthers are using their time. Right now, we have less than a minute left, and right here, score attempt.
Kendall Papon almost with a golden moment.
Timeout call for Concordia.
It's getting
Timeout.
really intense here with only 45 seconds left.
Concordia now calling in final timeout. Only 45 seconds remaining on that clock. Not too much time for either side to make some final adjustments.
Since that last timeout, we saw one score attempt from each side of this pool. So, and both with no score. But it's interesting to see how these teams are trying their best. We typically see at this point in a water polo game when it's such a tight score and there's so little time left to see such speed in the pool. But honestly, I feel like we haven't really been seeing that. Both the Panthers and the Golden Eagles are really trying to take their time, make those connections with lots of thought and care and technicality behind it instead of just trying to speed down where, things can get messy. So I guess it's a very calculated, nice approach going into the rest of this game.
No doubt, we can see Coach Placel just making sure his players know what to do in these final stages of the game, chasing his second victory of the season so far, really wanting to start establishing some momentum before going on and playing UC Cal Merced, who's the next team that they're going to be playing. University of California Merced also has a very good water polo team. So for the Chapman Panthers, you're going to want that momentum going into that game, which will be their final game in the conference tournament. But now, 45 seconds remaining. 45 seconds for the Chapman Panthers to make something happen.
Ball is back in the pool. Shot clock is going down.
Dropping the head, getting the ordinary foul. 6 seconds remaining on the clock to make something happen. You can hear the crowd counting down. Long shots taken. The skip shot almost worked. Hits the post and out. Anna Tukaz
And 30-second timeout called by the
just
Panthers.
keeping Zoe Francis on her toes.
And in these last couple minutes of a water polo game, you're going to be seeing lots of timeouts being put into play to try to ice out the other team and take a moment to really get your composure and make sure that it's understood what you're going to be doing in the rest of this game. And now we see 19 seconds left. Coming back from this already.
We saw similar playing from the men's water polo team last semester when they were able to tie the game up and push the Sky final into overtime. And now it'll be 19 seconds remaining. 19 seconds for Coach Placel to make something happen. It'll be Papon. Fakes the shot, has some space in front of her, just assessing her options. Back to Papon. Shots taken and just not able to get it through. And that, it appears that will be, after this timeout, Grace Noyes, only a freshman in goal.
With 4 seconds left on the clock, things are looking kind of hard right now at this point in the game for sure, as the Panthers just missed that last shot. But still, there's some hope in the pool right now from the Panthers, it seems.
You can see Coach Placel on your screen right now, absolutely vocalizing to every single one of his players what they need to do. Such high stakes. 4 seconds remaining on the clock, and it will be a Golden Eagles ball. Just trying to get the foul, not able to retain possession, and it will be the Concordia Golden Eagles who finally are able to seal their second victory of the year. For Coach Casey Grinwald, absolute hysteria away from home and getting that win. And what a win as well, too. Right down to the wire, Lindsay.
Wow, and we see it here again. We've been seeing that, the Panthers have really been having these very narrow losses in their games, and now Panthers are at 1-7 in this season. So, it's interesting that all of their losses have just been so narrow, and here we see it yet again today, folks.
No doubt about that. And if you're looking at some of the better players who played in this game, for the Chapman Panthers, it was Alyssa Fricker. She is typically consistently very good, but when you look at the Concordia Golden Eagles, Anna Tucas was absolutely flying in the entirety of this game.
100%. Anna Tucas, and we saw Sophia Smith really bringing up the heat in the last of that game. And also we saw how, for the Chapman Panthers, Keto Papon was killing it in this game so far. Papon really demonstrated how, she was really such a key player in this game. And, her and Fricker were just a dynamic duo.
No doubt about that. In between both of those players playing amazingly, it was a very competitive game. So much action in between Brew Baker, Tucas, and even some of the younger players like Hannah Edwards, 6'1", 2. We saw her take advantage of her wingspan in that game, but still, very close game.
100%, and we can't ignore the goalie power that we saw in this game. Between Herzog with the Golden Eagles and Francis we had with the Panthers, both of these goalies had so much strength in their different goals, and they really created an interesting element to this game that we didn't really expect going into it. So, it's always interesting to see when these strategies are kind of mixed up and implemented in new things.
And staying on the goalies, it's very interesting to see how they were able to play in this game, but no time to talk about defense. It's all offense, baby. Anna Tucas was absolutely flying in this game. In that first quarter of action, however, we saw Alyssa Fricker nail a bomb from deep. Such a good performance as two players who are absolutely spectacular.
100%. Yeah, all these players on both of these teams have just been so great so far. And now we have a few words from our sideline reporter, CJ Smith, about what she's seen in this fourth quarter. CJ?
Thanks, Lucas and Lindsay. That was a riveting game between the Concordia Golden Eagles and our very own Chapman Panthers. Back and forth the entire game. A lot of aggression, a lot of passion. It was awesome. The stands were buzzing with excitement the entire game. People were on their feet cheering for their teams. Super exciting end to a really, really well-fought match for our Chapman Panthers. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.